Look guys, welcome to our video. In today's video, we have episode 5 here now. It's come out. It's called Untitled. To be honest, I'm assuming the episode's name is literally going to the fact that like there's literally multiple adventures, multiple stuff in this episode. That's why it's called Untitled. And honestly, the whole plot of this episode is basically the suggestion box we did last episode, but with a bit more twist. They're going multiple episodes, kind of speed running it, and they can vote to skip it. And then, yeah, a bunch of stuff happens. Honestly, the adventures we see in this episode are great. And it's actually my favourite episode so far. The main story is episode 5. I believe we have like 4 episodes more left. I think there's 9 episodes in total. Unless they changed that. But I believe there's 9 episodes. Honestly, this episode is really interesting. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, now, starting off, I'm just going to talk about each individual in this episode. Just because, honestly, I feel like in this episode, everyone kind of has a time to shine. Starting off, we're going to talk about Gangle. The highlights of Gangle is one, we get her adventure, her mini adventure, which is just basically a slice of life anime. If you ever watched them, some are good. There's probably way more bad slice of life anime than there is good ones. But when there is a good slice of life anime, it is honestly really good to watch. We used to get them kind of talking in school in slice of life anime, which honestly, this whole episode is kind of the whole like the art in it is really great. And we also know that, like, Gangle was in college for graphical art design or whatever. That's basically the thing. I could be missing some stuff. But from what I understand, that's basically the thing. Also, when they're in this episode, basically, Gangle does end up, like, kind of making a vote for Jax to wear a maid outfit. Kind of, like, you know, stepping up, becoming probably a bit more confident against Jax until Jax figures out it was him, but it was her. But, yeah. That's basically whole Gangle's time to shine in this episode. I could be missing stuff, but that's from what I've just been able to see. Also, she actually does explode, like in the second adventure, because Jax basically straps the bomb to her, which Jax honestly loves bullying Gangle. I don't know if it's because she's weak-hearted or something, but literally Jax always bullies her in every episode, to be honest. There is a scene of Jax talking about can Gangle really be happy with her mask always breaking and everything. But yeah. Now with Zubul, because Zubul actually does come in this adventure because one, they're doing a suggestion thing, and second, King kind of forces her literally didn't really give anyone the option, just basically puts them in a pool. Anyway, all in all, from what we learned of Zubul this time, we learned she was a tattoo artist. And also a bartender, because she's the bartender in this episode, which is probably her idea, her suggestion, I'm assuming. But that was that. Also, another thing we get is Jack saying Zubul hates fun, and Zubul saying it's not fun I hate. I don't know if that's just saying, if she's just saying, oh, I hate Jax, it's Jax I hate, or if there's a deeper meaning to that. I have no idea. But from what we get, that's basically the main bit of the actual thingy for Zubul. Also, this whole episode, Zubul kind of just messes with Jax a lot. It's basically how Jax messes with Gangle. Zubul's basically doing the same thing to Jax this whole episode. And like Gangle joins in, kind of everyone joins in to that. So you could say Jax is like the butt joke of everyone in this episode, to be honest. But yeah, all in all, that's Zubul this episode. I think she's done nice, and I'm hoping we see more of her. And if that isn't just like it's not fun I hate thing, isn't just like directed towards Jax and there was the meaning, I hope we find it. But it's most likely directed just towards Jax, that I hate Jax and all that. Yeah, so that's kind of how Zubul's done this episode. The other characters obviously are more intriguing this episode, I would say. I'm just going to talk about King already fast. So it's literally, out of all the characters in this episode, I would say Zubul and King are probably have the least development in general. All the characters have some development per se in this episode. King doesn't really, simply because he doesn't have the memory to recall back to his past life, so we don't really know if he's the least developed in this episode. We do know that from the looks of it, no one knew about King's wife. I don't know if that was mentioned last time, but Zubul looks suspicious or something, or something happened. And yeah, Kinga basically is still insane, so literally Jax kind of skips over him, and Kinga doesn't remember anything. So yeah, and I'm going to skip over him now. So that's kind of me talking about Kinga this episode. Literally nothing. Honestly, Ragatha, Pomni, and Jax are definitely the ones who have the most kind of development in this episode, and definitely more intriguing characters. Jax because it's my favorite, but anyway, with Ragatha, basically Jax kind of annoys Ragatha this whole episode, and she keeps looking destroyed, and even in the bar scene, basically Ragatha's just like talking to Pomni and whatever. Jax kind of gets from Ragatha's and talks about, oh, we're friends now, basically mimicking Ragatha, and Ragatha looks like she's gonna lose it. And then later in the thingy, Pomni basically says it's okay. She agrees with Jax, but it's okay to let negative emotions show. In my opinion, yes, it definitely is. Not be too bad evil like Jax, but be just in the ring where you don't get taken advantage of, and etc. Ragatha's obviously trying to put on a good act and all that. We also learn that she's a farm girl. I think she was rich too, a rich farm girl or something. Either way, I think she also had problems with her parents. So yes, it would understand why she had to grow up like that and why she has to put on that act. And hopefully she'll let him loose. But by the end of the episode, she looks like she's all alone, or either that, or she's just jealous of Pomni and Jax, and now she feels that Jax is taking Pomni away, or it could be the other way around, and she kind of knows something going on with Jax or whatever. Maybe she feels like Jax is drifting apart or something. But again, she also hates Jax, so it's probably the whole Pomni thing where she's kind of losing Pomni, maybe the friends she talks to a lot, or she doesn't want Pomni to be corrupted by Jax and become some kind of evil person to annoy the circuits again. Who knows? I will say in this episode I love Jax, but that should just be the fact that in King's episode we basically got none of Jax. And also the fact that Jax is my favorite character in Angel Sagas in general. And we got to kind of know more about him. Ragatha kind of let her lips slip that kind of Jax used to have a friend, kind of hinting that maybe he's a friend or even more friend, like pure friends. Got distracted. The friend or friends he made actually got distracted, and that's where he's maybe heart started to dim, because realistically, the more you get connected with anyone in the main sagas, the more likely you're going to feel pain and sorrow or sadness when they end up when they end up getting distracted. It's a common trope to us where it all ends up looking at their emotions and kind of playing into their kind of part, that putting on an act. I feel like majority of the main sagas characters could be putting on acts, but mainly Ragatha and Jax. So yes, that's kind of whole Jax thing, and I can't wait. I'll probably do a video on the whole he's trying being distracted thing, because there's a scene we do see in this episode. I won't talk about this in this video, but there's a scene we do see that's probably the abstracted friend, I'm assuming, in this episode. Honestly, Pomni's episode's probably been the best of Pomni, how she actually feels in the whole thingy. Of course, she's had her downs and ups. She's obviously, Jax made her president by having a suggestion of President Pomni. I don't know why he would have that. But yeah, we got President Pomni in this, and Pomni has to defuse a bomb. Before the bomb gets defused, of course, kind of gang all blows up. We learned that Pomni was a supermarket. She worked at a supermarket or something like that. And then she also went to haunted mansions and did YouTube videos or whatever. She's just like us. She's just like me, for real, for real. But yeah, she did YouTube videos and whatever and uploaded them. And she also said no one watched them. So yeah, or whatever. Or something like that. So just get the thrills or whatever. Honestly, there are people who actually do this, maybe not film them or upload them, but there are people who just break into abandoned places just because it feels exciting. I can definitely see that, and there's probably a lot of movies that are based off real experiences. That's also how a lot of horror movies start, and breaking into some abandoned place. So, and I'm pretty sure she said that's also where she ended up finding the VR headset to put on, because she saw it and she wanted to try out because of a thrill. she wanted to see how exciting life can be or something like that. So yeah, that's kind of all we got. Probably we also for like Jax and Pommy's relationship in this episode are taking a turn. So I'm assuming in next episode, hopefully, they're on better terms. By better terms, I mean maybe she won't be super annoyed about Jax makes fun of everyone. It makes sense to still be annoyed and angry or whatever, but like, at the same time, hopefully they end up okay everyone and hopefully Jack's coping up. So it's gonna be nice to see what Jax is all about and his whole history and stuff, and hopefully eventually it'll be weird if they don't, because I'm pretty sure this is a one season thing. Hopefully eventually they end up breaking free from the Maindel circus and into the real world. I wonder in the real world if they will end up meeting each other like in general, or if they'll just go their separate ways. We'll have to find out, I guess. In this episode, I will just say Kane is a bit more involved, and he's also a bit more nervous that they are liking the suggestion adventures more than his own actual adventures. Which, let's be honest here, is probably my favorite episode, so it is doing something. But it's probably the last time we'll get to see it, I'm assuming, because Kane basically makes them end up hating it and they kind of don't want to do it again. And they've probably all had bad experiences, especially Jax. I mean, he's been messed with completely in this episode. So I would understand if they don't end up doing it again. So yeah, that's kind of whole Kane thing. But it's nice to see him more involved in the adventures instead of staying in his backseat. He keeps obviously, being involved in it. And I feel like at the end of the Maindel Circus, Kane might end up breaking down. Or Kane might somehow make it into the real world. I don't really know. Maybe Kane's a trapped person in the actual thing, but like he's been there too long, that he was made into an NPC. Who knows? We have no idea what could happen. So yeah, anything could really happen, and I can't wait to see more of Kane in the future. One thing I want to talk about is it's an adventure that happens in this episode. The last one is basically when the softball adventure. The evil kind of things that are versing them, their evil self. I do like that. I actually love that. I do hope we at least see Evil Pomni back, because Evil Pomni was great. Evil King was also decent, like dictator or something like that. But Evil Pomni and Jax actually vibed really well. It shows us that Pomni and Jax can get along. And also just the way Evil Pomni acted and thing, it would have been nice to maybe have her confront Jax or confront Pomni or something. Because honestly, I really would love that to come out, but it's probably going to be a one-off. But either way, I just love the whole segment. It was honestly great and perfect. If I had to give this a rating out of 10, 100%, without a doubt, a 10 out of 10 episode. I actually can't find much thing wrong with this episode. I guess in a way you could say the whole May Jax thing was just a bit weird. But at the same time, it's just the other team members messing with Jax, so it's not really a big problem. It just did feel a bit uncomfortable and weird. But at the same time, it's a small flaw, and I feel like this episode, 100% is probably my favourite episode so far. I don't know what it is, but it's pretty the fact that all a bunch of Avengers mixed together. It's a great episode, so that's why it's a 10 out of 10 episode in my opinion. And that's going to conclude this review. It's obviously been a bit big review, but there was a lot of talk about in this episode, to be honest, and there'll be probably some more videos I'll do in the future, just in general on this episode. Then I'll probably get a break from the Maindel Circus. Then I'll be back depending on if I get any news of any leaks or updates or whatever. So yeah, without further ado, see you guys next time. Subscribe, do all great stuff. Bye guys.